Hi everyone, it's me, C Lefty Run. I'm coming to you with my week 6 Berlin marathon training update. So for week 6, I ran 42 miles. And I just want to know that I've been having some Achilles pain in my left Achilles. Now, my left part of my body has always given me trouble. I'm left-handed too, hence the C Lefty Run. So I don't know, I don't know, but it's my left hip for a while. It's always been my left piriformis, and now it's my left Achilles. It's kind of, from what I've read on Dr. Google, it's insertional Achilles tendinopathy, tendinitis. I don't know, but it's like the back of my heel, the back of it, not the bottom of it, the back of it. Sometimes it's a little bit left. So I don't know if I've talked about it before. It was kind of bothering me mildly, but it's kind of like not going away. It doesn't hurt when I run. Maybe the first mile, it's a little sore, maybe like pain level 2, and then it dissipates. So I haven't been all too worried about it. I haven't really changed my running as a result of it, except today I took a unnecessary, or not unnecessary, it's really necessary. I took a rest day just to be on the safe side, because I certainly don't want it to get worse, and I'm trying to remedy it. So anyway, so this morning I looked up my insurance and I saw an acupuncturist. I just grabbed the first person I saw, and he happened to be a mile from my house, and I was like, whatever, it's $10. And I left, and I'm not kidding, no pain. I was like, you're a miracle worker. So I'm going to go in next week and see this guy again. So hopefully he can help. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later as I progress with my week. But so, also, I bought a web camera that I'm not using. I bought 2 off of Amazon. And the first one didn't work. And the second one worked, but the quality was terrible. So anyway, I'm working on it. I don't know if I can use my cell phone as a webcam. I'm sure I can look into it and do a little research and find out. So I'm working on a better camera other than just recording myself on Zoom. All right. Oh, and another thing to note, if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you watch it, please subscribe. I think I have like 95 subscribers, which people would like balk at. But it'd be really cool to get to 100 just because I like the number 100. And I think my kids would be more impressed if I had 100 than 95. So if you watch this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, right? I subscribe to a ton of YouTube channels. So anyhow, all right, thank you. I ran 42 miles week 6. Sunday I ran with my run club, and I wanted to go really easy on Sundays. I like to keep Sunday as a recovery day. And I also need to run earlier on Sundays because of the heat. So my run club meets at 8 a.m. at a park that's a mile away from me. So I was like, I'm going to go out with them and I'll take it easy. And it wasn't as easy. I felt like it was easy. My heart rate was only 132. It was my average. So I kept it easy, and my average pace was 9:26. But I also ran with them yesterday, and we did close to 8 miles, and I wanted to do 4 real easy. And the woman who leads it, I'm like, are you racing a 10K? What's happening here? So I have to reevaluate that. But anyway, Sunday I did that 6.64 with them, 9:26. My heart rate was 132. So based on that, it was an easy run. But usually I like my easy runs to be closer to a 10-minute pace. So, but again, my heart rate tells me that it was easy. Monday, I only ran 4 miles, and my average pace was a 9:32. Heart rate again, 132. I ran with my friend Stephanie. On Tuesday, this is where like my Achilles, I was like, ooh, something's up here. I picked my New Balance Rebel V3s to run in. And those are very low drop. So I just hadn't worn them in a while. I didn't feel like wearing a plated shoe. That shoe was speedy without a plate. So I've been really trying to like not use carbon plated shoes only for races. Although I have been using it on my long run and I have been doing it on my speed days. But this one I'm like, I'm going to go with the Rebel V3. And I did a 3-mile warm up. The 3-mile warm up was a 9:21 average pace. My heart rate was 143. It was hot. it was like 78 degrees. It was 5 p.m. and it was also humid because it's by the beach. So my heart rate's just going to be higher when it's hotter. That's just the way it is. That's how my body responds to heat. And then I did 3 miles with my run club at Marine Stadium, which is an area in Long Beach. And because we don't have access to the track, Marine Stadium is literally like a really long parking lot. And you can get up to mile repeats done in it. It's a straightaway. The roads aren't really great. There's some potholes here and there, so you have to be really careful, but whatever, it gets the job done. And so I also did strength on Tuesday with Caroline Gervan. I'm doing that iron series that I really like. I think it works well if you're running because they're only a half an hour and everyone focuses on a different body part. So I'm really liking it. I get my strength done. And anywho, so I did some strength with her. I did my 3 miles easy. And then my lat press, I think I forgot to push it on the first rep. So it says 1,430 meters. I did in 7:56. And mind you, I went in this knowing I was going to take it easy because I raced a 10K. I raced a 10K on the 4th. So I almost didn't go to the track workout. I asked my friend Nabor, who's 71, right? And I said, Nabor, when I saw him on, I can't remember. Oh, I saw him the Wednesday before. I said, are you going to track next Tuesday? He said, yes. I said, even though you're racing the 5K on Thursday? He goes, yes, I'm going to go. Well, Nabor didn't go. So I went, but my friend Leanne also went and she was racing the 10K on Thursday. So I said, I'm going to pull back a little bit. I don't want to go out too hard. So 14:30, 7:58, I'm sorry, 7:56. And then I did another 610 meters in 7:28, 710 meters, 7:42, 700 meters, 7:55, 600 meters, 7:51, 400 meters, 7:10, and another 400 meters, 7:10. So that was the workout. And then my Achilles was very sore, especially the next day. Wednesday night I took a rest day. I went to the Dodger game. They lost miserably. I didn't get home till like midnight. To the Dodger game, I have these platform Puma tennis shoes. They're not running shoes. They're like lifestyle shoes. I guess that's what you'll call them. I wear them all the time. And funny enough, when I wore those shoes, no Achilles pain. Next morning I woke up, no Achilles pain. And I did wrap my Achilles. I used that Believe in the Run wrap. It does work. It's arnica with arthritis cream, and you wrap it in saran wrap overnight. And I woke up the next morning, I was like, oh, it doesn't hurt. And I was a little nervous because I knew I was going to wear my Saucony Endorphin Elites and with the carbon plate. And I was just like, I will see, no pain. I finished that 10K, no pain. So anyway, Wednesday night I was up too late. I did have a cocktail. I wasn't going to, but it's the Dodger game. Because we got in like this speakeasy bar at the Dodger Stadium, which was stupid, by the way. If you ever go to Dodger Stadium, you can skip the speakeasy. That's all I'll say. In fact, Dodger Stadium, don't even get me started on Dodger Stadium. The customer service is terrible. It's a nightmare to get there. And then you get there and you pay an arm and a leg for a ticket, and then you're treated very poorly. The customer service is terrible. I'm actually going to write them because we have partial season tickets, but I digress. So we didn't get home. They lost terribly. We didn't get home till like midnight. So I was like, well, I got a 10K tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. So down to the 10K. So the 10K was on Thursday. It's in the city of La Palma. I don't know if you're familiar with Southern California, but it's between Buena Park and Cypress. It's a small city. And last year I raced the 10K. I came out second in my age group and it was a 10K PR for me. And I ran it in 49 minutes and 12 seconds. So this year my goal was to beat that. And what's so funny is I have a friend named Leanne, and I think I've talked about her before, and she's just a really great runner and she's 47. And I said, hey, Leanne, you should run the La Palma 4th of July run. I said, they have a 5K and a 10K. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing the 10K. She goes, oh, I don't want to compete against you. Like, maybe I'll just do the 5K. And I go, no, you're going to do the 10K because she'll beat me. Like, no doubt. Like, it's no competition. So I don't want to win it because you didn't you decided not to, like, that's dumb. No, I want you to do, if you want to do the 10K, do the 10K. So she signed up for the 10K. Okay. The year prior, the weather was really cool. We got lucky that day. It's like, I don't know, 60 degrees, very little humidity, overcast. This year it was warm. When I finished, I was tortured by one of those buildings that has the temperature, and the 10K is 2 5K loops. And so I kept going. I went by that building twice. And the first time I went by it in the 5K, it said 78. And when I came around to finish the 10K, it said 81. So it was quite warm. It was not my best 10K. So, my average pace was an 8:10. I finished in 51:12, so 2 minutes on the nose slower than the year prior. I did come out for second in my age group. Leanne was first. Leanne ran it in like 44 something. She almost won the whole thing, but then a 15-year-old came up on her at the last minute, and she's like, it was like a 15-year-old girl, and she was like, I am not competing with a 15-year-old today. So, yeah, so Leanne was second overall. Oh, and there's some drama with that too. She should have been second, but then she was third because some phantom person won that none of us ever saw, who was also 15, but this gal's PR in her 5K is 26 minutes. And she ran, because we started doing deep dives into it. Because I'm like, who's this girl? She goes, no, I was running the whole time and they were telling me I was the lead woman. I was like, because you were. Like, I saw you. You were. And I got passed by a woman in the 10K. And then the last 400 meters, I passed her. So I knew like everyone that was in front of me. And I knew that Leanne was the lead woman until she was like, no, and this girl passed me at the end. So very weird. So yeah, the first place person, it said that she did the first 5K in 27 minutes and some odd seconds. And then the second 5K in like 13 minutes. And I was like, that's wrong. Jason Para, who goes to Millikan, which is where my son goes, he's ranked in the state of California. He just got a full ride scholarship to Notre Dame for running, but he ran the 5K in like 15 something, like 15:02. Like, this gal's not beating him. So something's awry. Leanne was second. Anyways, so my boys came too. They did the 5K, and my nephew Arthur, who's going to start running cross country for Wilson High School, he came as well. I talked them all into it. I bribed them with breakfast afterwards. Sometimes you got to do it. So the four of us headed down there, and here's my splits. They're terrible. I positive split pretty much the whole thing. 7:46 was my first mile. Last year, my first mile was 8:02. And I remember specifically thinking to myself, you got to pull back, you got to pull back. And then this year I was like, I'm just going to go with it. 7:46. Then my second mile, 8:02. My third mile, 8:16. My fourth mile, 8:23. My fifth mile, 8:24. You guys, this is bad. My sixth mile, 8:23. And then the last quarter mile, 7:13. And that's when I got passed by a woman, and I just kept her in my sights. I was like, it's okay, I'll get you at the end. And I did. So that was exciting. I like being able to pass someone, but I was drained. My average heart rate was 160. Here's the funny thing. So my average heart rate was a 160. My max was 175. Leanne, her average heart rate was a 167. Her max was a 192. Again, we used our wrist-based heart rate, but I was like, 192? How are you not dead? Like, what? So then I start wondering, like, am I pushing myself hard enough? Can my heart rate get higher and I don't even know it? I don't know, but yeah, so good for her. I'm like, how do you have such a strong heart? My friend Jill ran it too. She beat me. She's in a different age group though. But her heart rate was around the same as mine. So then it got me to wonder, like, women in my age group, if you race a 10K, like, what is your heart rate? So I asked on my Luke Humphrey Facebook group, I was like, hey, ran this 10K. Of course, you get all the people who are like, you can't use wrist to determine accuracy. And I'm like, I know, but I do. Like, my wrist is accurate for my wrist. Whether my average heart rate was a 160 or if I had a chest strap, maybe it would have said 165. Nonetheless, it's average for my wrist. So I know if I want accurate, I'm not talking accurate, I'm talking like about anyway. So I use my wrist. I don't want to wear a chest strap, but I know what accurate is for my wrist. So based on my watch. Yes. So Friday I ran 5 easy. It was really humid. It's been very humid here. And I know you're probably coming from a place where it's humid too. My average pace was a 9:51. My heart rate was 140, and I just wanted it to be easy. So Saturday, my schedule called for 7 miles, my Luke Humphreys schedule. It was 7 miles, 4 miles at marathon pace. So I was like, well, I did that marathon pace workout on Thursday when I raced the 10K. So I'm not doing that again on Saturday too much. And then I did the Marine Stadium on Tuesday. So the group I trained with was doing 14. I was like, well, I'm gonna do 12. I ended up doing 14 because I couldn't drop my comrades. Like, good luck, guys. I'm gonna just cut out here. I just was like, and I felt okay. I didn't feel great because get this. So on Saturday, it was 71 degrees, 84% humidity. I was soaked afterwards, chafed. Oh, so, but I ran with a group, and it's just so much funner to run with people, and we can all be miserable together and act like we're having fun. So, my first mile, and then my goal was to like negative split it. So I think that's gonna be like, yeah, talk about that in a minute. So 9:23, 9:11, 9:06. Hey, pretty good. Mile 4 is uphill, so was a 9:13. It's uphill for about a half a mile. And then I ran down it. So I was an 8:52 and then an 8:54, 8:58. So I kind of start settling in there. Then a 9-minute, then 8:35. I remember that 8:35 mile. I was like, I'm feeling good all of a sudden. 8:59, 8:48, 8:47, 8:49, 9:04 was the last mile. So pretty happy with that. I felt pretty good. My Achilles was sore afterwards. So that's where I'm at. So I'm paying attention to my Achilles. Like I said, I took a rest day today that I had a scheduled run, but I'm like, I just don't want, there's no reason for me to push it. I know last cycle, I really do believe that I overtrained and I pushed through things that I probably shouldn't have. One day off isn't going to kill me. So this cycle, I'm just erring on the side of caution. I'd rather show up to the start undercooked than overcooked. And again, I don't feel as strong running as I have in previous cycles. And then I was thinking about it, like maybe my motivation just isn't the same as it used to be. Like I'm still motivated to run, but before it was to qualify for Boston. Since I already did all that, it's really hard for me to try to do it again because I'm like, why? Because I do really want to finish the world majors before I do Boston again. So after Berlin, I'll have London and Tokyo left. And I want to finish those two. And then I want to focus on getting back to Boston and filling up this medal hanger that I have. And then I'll be older. So I won't have to, for me to qualify for Boston, I really have to like work hard at it. And I think most people do, but some people can just wake up and get out of the bed and qualify for Boston. I'm not one of those. So anyhow, that was week 6. Hopefully I'll have a better Achilles update next week and have a great week running. And I will talk to you soon. Subscribe to this channel if you don't already. Thanks.